It's Thursday evening. Welcome to the Land Tamer stream. Trying to tame the land tonight, and tonight is some more DMVPN tunnels. So I'm gonna try to have some fun with that. I think I get it now. Let me pull up. Well, first order of business is this. Again is another photo of Roatan. This is near West End, I believe. But you're like, what's all that in the water? Well, that is part of the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef, a diver and snorkeler's paradise. So anyway, that's going to help keep us going. And then let's look at the agenda for tonight before I get going too far here. Yeah, so DMVPN phases, I think I get it now. And I'll explain how I got there in a minute. Just want to call out something about meat chunks. Meat chunks is what I share. That's what I call the links of the day. And I've got 3 today. This is a repeat appearance. And I'd kind of given up on this because I started reading it and something threw me off and I didn't finish reading this blog. Great explainer blog, though, about DMVPN phases. And in particular, EIGRP, somewhat succinct. And Tony E. had kind of pointed this out again. He's like, hey, be sure you check this out. And I'm glad I did because it made a lot more sense this time and it helped me. And essentially that gets into my first point about why I think I've got it now. And I've struggled the last several days to really understand conceptually, but there does not seem to be one single resource that I could say I went to this particular resource and understood DMVPN phases. Understood the difference between phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. There isn't just one. I wish I could say there was. Go to this document, go to that document, and you'll see me cite several things over the last few days, different resources. Not one of them was the key, but I will say something I cannot share from Dmitry Fiegel. He shared something that to me personally just said don't post it publicly. I plan to post it on my blog, which we will share here. That really got me going in the right direction. I got it yesterday. I started reading it today and I thought, oh, okay, boom, boom, boom. This is now starting to make a lot of sense. It didn't finish everything off for me in a sense. But after I looked at his material, and then after I went back and watched a couple more INE videos and read this blog, now I think I got it. So we'll see. A couple other meat chunks, useful mnemonics, actually pretty helpful. I may rely on this for the written exam and the written for a couple of, like the BGP. There's several out there where you've heard, here's how to remember the BGP, best pass selection process, and I usually get it right, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I still miss it. These mnemonics might help. Some really good ones in there, some I had not heard of before. And Neckercube CCIE lab study program, he talks about, having passed a written, how he's getting ready for the sitting for the lab exam. So good stuff. And just to talk about these links, again, guys, if you follow me in Discord, I have a links on the Discord server. I have a links channel. And, there's kind of 3 phases here for material that I share, okay, that is not my own. Phase 1, we'll equate it to the DMVPN phases, right? So phase 1 is I have all the incoming stuff from Twitter, from social media, mainly Twitter. Mainly Twitter is where I find links. That's how I keep up. Essentially, it's Twitter, right? YouTube, my YouTube subscriptions, and new videos that pop up. So those are my main sources. And then anything that to me is good that I thought was worth my time, I share in Discord. Like today, I may have shared 5, 6 links. Okay, a lot of you see those already. Maybe if you're in Discord, you see those, you're like, okay, yeah, I already get these at Twitter. That's cool. Fine. it's twofold. One is I'm sharing with others who are students that are in the community, that, you know, part of the community. The other is it's a list for me to come back later and share actually in the vlog / stream. So these are the ones, by the time they get here, I may have 1 a day, 2 a day, rarely more than 3 or 4 a day, but these are good in that they are related to CCIE, routing and switching generally, or very important to the industry in general. And I will use this as a reference. So when I go back, sometimes I go back and look at videos. Oh yeah, I remember when that night I streamed this, I found this really useful link applicable to that lab. So that's another reason. It's kind of an index, right? A daily index of things that I'm studying that I find that are important that I can go back on. And hopefully you do too. And that's why I share them with you here. They're always linked in the YouTube. This agenda goes into the YouTube video description. It also goes into a post here on Twitch. So you get those. And that's about them meat chunks, right? So DMVPN, I think I've got it. And I'm going to try to go through and explain it to myself and anybody who's watching as well as you're seeing this. But we'll start again. We're going to go back. We're going to do some labs. Now, I had an issue last night. If you watched last night's stream, you saw EIGRP just... Not EIGRP, actually. It wasn't even EIGRP. It was NHRP. Basically blew up on the hub. I couldn't fix it for the life of me. I tried. I don't know if that's a bug in the environmental or in the image. I don't know. It's done this several times for me this week. I think this has happened where the tunnel would come up, but NHRP would not resolve. And I don't know what it is. We're going to find out. If that happens again tonight, then what I'm going to do to continue the DMVPN section, I'm going to write this off as a viral issue or an iOS iOSV, I should say, image issue. And we'll do GNS3, and I'll pull some real router images or EVNG, and we'll just do it that way. That'll be incentive to get that up and running anyway. So anyway, we're going to try it tonight. We're going to go back, do DMVM phase 1, phase 2, maybe in phase 3 if we get there. All right, so that's the plan. So we're going to move that off. We're going to bring up chat. Feel free to chat in Twitch. And we're going to, I've launched Viral server. I think I need to load the topology. I don't like when it does that. It does a really small window in Brave. Brave is my streaming browser because everything logs in automatically. Google Drive, Twitch, etc. But we're going to go to, actually already got it loaded. Yeah, we need to load. DMVPN has launched. Okay, good. We got all 10 routers. We're going to shut down router 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We want to eliminate any potential issues here in the lab. Make it as simple as possible. And hopefully we don't get a repeat of what happened. It could have been my configuration. I doubt it because I'm not good. No, not really. I doubt it because I followed the INE workbook exactly. At least I think I did. So we're going to stop these switches too. So all we're running is routers 1 through 5. All right, good deal. And let's load up the requirements. I'm even going to start with a clean slate here. I left all this stuff in here. Requirements I can leave. In fact, I got phase 1 and phase 2 here in the EIGRP. The configs we're going to blank out, right? So we're going to start that over. And see if we get it right. Okay, so phase 1, and I'm going to pull up the topology. Let's pull it up out of the agenda for today. As you all know, it's usually linked here at the bottom, the actual INE diagrams, so you can always go there. Actually, I got a bookmark. I'm going to show it from there because a lot of people are more familiar with that. And all right, so here's what we're going to do, right? Router 5, this link is going to be shut down. And we're only going to have GI0100 on all these routers. Router 5 is going to be the NHRP hub server. Routers 1 through 4 will be the NHRP hub clients. And for phase 1, we're going to do on router 5, it'll be a GRE multi-point will be the tunnel destination, right? Always will be 1, 2, and 3 for the hub. But on the spokes, we're going to do a regular GRE tunnel destination. And in this case, I don't believe it's asking us to summarize the network. Yeah, we advertise the loopbacks. Okay. It does say disable. Now I'm going to double check these requirements too. By the way, standard disclaimer. The lab I'm about to do, I did not design this lab. This is in the INE workbook, which is linked below. If you want to do this, if you want to see the lab workbook, if you want to do these labs yourself, see the answer key, everything. I don't show that on the stream. Definitely check it out. It's $2.99, right? Plus any discounts they're probably running. But anyway, this is we're gonna verify these requirements here. DMVPN phase 1 with the EIGRP. Excuse me, guys. So we've got, okay, router 1 and 4 spokes, router 5 is hub, and NHRP server. Source the tunnel from Jezzer 100, right, all right. And I'm just triple checking this because I'm hoping the image doesn't bomb out tonight. IP addressing 1510X, use NHRP network ID of 1. I don't know if I ever answered that last night, but I figured out that this is locally significant. It's kind of like a VRF ID. It's just to help distinguish outgoing and incoming NHRP packets and where they go, right? Which tunnel they go to, because you could have multiple tunnels on the same interface, right? So that's what that's used for. It does not have to match router to router, okay? And this, if you did not know the character limit of this, it is 8 characters. I wanted to play with that a little bit last night and just, kind of play around with how that works, but I didn't have time, right? But this is 8 characters, so it wants us to use authentication, GRE tunnel key of 2. This does matter. Ensure multicast traffic to the hub. In other words, EIGRP discovery, right? We're not going to use the neighbor command in EIGRP. We're going to rely on the hello packets to discover neighbors. We're not going to do IPsec here, just for simplicity, and I want to do potentially some captures, right? The IGP routing will be EIGRP in multi-AF mode using AS100. Okay, all links pass except tunnel, advertise loopbacks. Disable split horizon on router 5. Okay. Configure. All right, so what's going to happen with the split horizon is router 1, for example, is going to advertise his loopback, and router 5 will receive it. And in order for it to advertise that route to the other spokes, it has to have split horizon turned off. Otherwise, it would not send a route learned out of an interface. If that is the interface for the next hop, it's not going to send it that same direction. In this case, it will, but it will change the next hop address to be itself, kind of like in BGP next hop self. It will do that. So no spoke will try to create a tunnel to any other spoke because the next hop is always going to be router 5. And we're going to skip IPsec. Okay. Very good. No spoke-to-spoke tunnels. EIGRP adjacency with the hub. Hub will be next hop destination. All right, let's do it. So for our configuration, I need to check something else here real quick in a browser. Just a moment. Let's see this Chrome. I need to open another browser here. Pardon me, just one momento. Yeah, so we're going to try to lab this out. Hopefully we can lab it out. Hopefully this is going to work. If it doesn't, then we're going to have to resort to something like using EVNG. Let's do that another time. Okay, so basically on tunnel on router 5, who's our hub, interface T0, IP address 15105, tunnel source. Well, let's do tunnel mode, Jiri multipoint, tunnel source, J01 100, tunnel, let's see what else we need to configure here. Tunnel destination multicast dynamic. IP NHRP map. Well, let's see. No. Well, I'm not going to get very far by memory, unfortunately, which is fine. So let's pull up the. Let's pull up this blog post. DMC Neil. All right, I'm trying to drag this to separate it, and it wouldn't cooperate. Now it does. Okay. So, yeah, it's something threw me off in the beginning when I started to read this. Like, there was no background on what was being explained. It was assuming you had knowledge that for an in-depth DMVPN blog was being a little presumptuous. Anyway, I think it jumped right into NHRP. Yeah, and it. So anyway, that's why I disregarded this blog. If you get some of the other background material from other sources, then yes, this does become a very good. But on it, it doesn't really stand on its own, but it is a very good blog after all. So in here, he has the configuration, for example, for the hub. So IP and HRP authentication, we know about that. I'm just trying to see tunnel source, tunnel mode. That was the other thing. He didn't really have. I like this. I like these calling out what he wants to have your attention focused on. But it doesn't have a sample. I think there's some things missing here. I could be wrong. Let's go off this. Let's see, because I want to say that this is not complete. Tunnel source, tunnel mode. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be complete. No, maybe it is. Maybe it is. All right. So let's go with this. I had one of my commands wrong. That's why. When in doubt, assume that I'm wrong. Because I'm the newbie here. I'm the student. I'm learning. I'm not a pro yet. Not yet. So we're going to say tunnel source. Yeah, he has it at the bottom. First, he has the IP address. IP NHRP authentication, NHRP auth. IP NHRP map multicast dynamic. That's the statement I got wrong. IP NHRP network ID of 1. I don't see the tunnel key here. Yeah, there's no tunnel key defined. Okay. That may be all we need here. We're going to go ahead and type out the rest of the configuration. Just for router 1, anyway. And we're going to say interface tunnel 0, IP address, IP NHRP authentication. It is case sensitive also, by the way. Dynamic. IP NHRP network ID of 1. IP NH. Yeah, see this is great. This is nice. DMC Neil. But you don't give us a sample configuration here. That would have been nice. That would have been nice, but off you go. Let's go back to our Cisco doc. Yeah, the Cisco doc that I highlighted yesterday. And I thought I do have a link here. No, that link's not going to work. For this, we have to go back to... Don't you just love when you have to do navigation in the support page here? So we can go to 12.4T. Yeah, 12.4T. Feature guides. And... what was the feature guide called? This was in yesterday's post. NHRP feature guide. Where did I go wrong? Oh, that is in 12.4 mainline. Okay, not 12.4T. All right. Okay, so here is some here are some configuration examples, I believe. Yeah, so what I'm looking for, and I still have not really found, is here's the basic configuration for phase 1. Here's the basic configuration for phase 2. Still don't have that. That might be in Dimitri's configuration, in his material. Let me see if it's in there. And of course, I have to pull this up off screen here. Can anyone just... Okay, he has it. Yeah, of course he does. Yeah, of course he does. IP set configuration example. See, that's what all we need. Why doesn't someone want to do that in these other blogs? Here's how you do DMV phase 1 in OSPF. In RIP, here's phase 2. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Of all the material there is, and this I have not found yet on the internet, guys. Prove me wrong. I would love to be proved wrong. A simple document with a sample configuration. Here's phase 1. Here's phase 2. Here's phase 3. That's all I want. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do the spoke now. This is, we need IP and HRP map. Thank you, Dimitri. Dimitri comes through again. And this is the tunnel IP, and so it's going to be 15105. And so this is the logical, or the overlay IP, and this is the underlay or NBMA IP, right? That's how we map it there. Then we say IP NHRP next hop server is 15105. And in this case, the multicast, IP NHRP map, multicast, same, right? And then we also have IP NHRP map, multicast, dynamic. So we need both of these. Okay. And then, of course, we have our tunnel mode, GRE, IP, and tunnel source, GI0, 1, 100. Tunnel key is 2. Very nice. Okay. Now he has the tunnel mode is GRE IP instead of GRE multipoint. Yes. Okay. So I think this is our configuration here, folks. So let's put it in and see. Let's open up our terminals. Router 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And router 5 is ready to go. And let's put in our tunnels. It is up. Now let's go to router 1. And I sure hope this works today, folks. I sure hope this works. Change to down. Tunnel 0 change to down. All right. I'm not going to waste a lot of time here, folks. I'm going to look straight away at the workbook because it's not like we're looking at secrets. We have okay, IP address 15101, yes. IP and HRP authentication. IP and HRP map multicast. IP and HRP map multicast dynamic. Okay, that statement does not need to be here. That may have canceled out the other. Okay, by adding that, it may have canceled this. So that could be the issue. Okay, IP address, IP and HRP authentication. IP and HRP map. 155.105, 192.400.5. IP and HRP map multicast. IP and HRP network ID. IP and HRP and HS 15105, yes. Tunnel source, we don't have tunnel destination. Very important. Okay, boom. All right, good. Now let's look at router 5. It appears up, but I just want to double check. Okay, interface tunnel 0, IP address, no, IP NHRP authentication, IP NHRP map multicast dynamic, IP NHRP network ID 1, tunnel source J0100, tunnel Mojiri multipoint, tunnel key, yes, okay. We should be good. So let's do a ping. All right, yes. Ping 15105, source T0. Beautiful. All right. Let's see if I can do router 2 without making any mistakes. Interface T0, IP address. Okay, and someone made a comment today thinking about breaking up these configurations like this into a mental order. Like the order you put it in doesn't matter. But if you think about using an order in your mind, like step 1, step 2, step 3, not all the commands, but just what you need to configure first. For example, the basic tunnel IP, and let's do the GRE configuration first. The tunnel configuration first. Then we'll do the NHRP configuration. How about that? So in this case, we're going to do tunnel source J0100, tunnel destination, tunnel key 2. Those are tunnel commands, right? We basically have these 3 tunnel commands. IP address, tunnel commands, and then NHRP. So IP NHRP authentication. IP NHRP network ID. I think it's 1. Doesn't matter, really. IP NHRP multicast. Multicast. What are we missing here? IP NHRP. Map. Yeah. Well, we can do this 15102. No, 5. Right. This is the hub. IP NHRP map multicast. We need, what else? Multicast network ID. Did I do network ID? I did. Did authentication. Next hop server. Okay, IP NHRP NHS. All right, it is up. Ping. Show DMVPN. Good. S is static, right? Ping 15105, source T0. Man, I would love to go back and look at my video and see what I did wrong. Or if it just bugged out on me. I don't know. Time will tell. All right, so let's do router 3. All right, first the interface T0, IP address 15103. Then we do tunnel mode, Jerry IP, tunnel source, J0100, tunnel destination, tunnel key is 2. Now we do IP NHRP map. Then IP, that's a unicast. Then we map the multicast. IP NHRP authentication. NHRP, again, this is not secrecy. This is just preventing accidental configurations, right? Keep you from making an administrative mistake. IP NHRP network ID of 1. IP, NHRP, NHS. Okay, is that all I needed? Okay, we're getting better. Getting better. 5 NHRP statements, 3 tunnel statements, and 1. At least we're not doing DMVPN tonight, just because, as I mentioned, we want to do some captures, right? All right, let's do tunnel 4. More practice. Configure terminal, interface T0. Tunnel source, tunnel. Yeah, 0, 1, 100. Tunnel destination. Tunnel mode GRE IP, not TRE. Tunnel key of 2. IP NHRP map. Multicast. IP NHRP authentication. IP NHRP network ID. What do you want? Again, it doesn't matter. And IP NHRP NHS. Okay. Now, we should see... we have to generate traffic here. Ping 155.105 source T0. Let's generate this traffic. Okay, good. Now, on this router, we want to see show IP NHRP. Boom. All right. Working so far. Now, we're going to do some routing. We're going to do EIGRP routing. And let's do the hub first and see if it doesn't crash. That's being optimistic, right? Check something here real quick. Okay, so we're going to do router. No, we're going to do, yeah. Router EIGRP name mode. Address IPv4 uni 100. And AF interface default passive. AF interface exit. Interface T0, no passive, no IP split horizon. No, I think it's just no split. We know it's IPv4 because we're in address family IPv4 unicast mode, right? Then we're going to do exit, or say network 150.1.0.0. Yeah. Okay, router EIGRP should be enabled. Now let's go to router 1. DMVPN, same thing. Address family IPv4 uni, autonomous system 100. AF interface default passive. AF interface T0, no passive. Network 150.1.0.0. Okay, let's see if we get an adjacency. I have to add it to the tunnel interface, right? It's not passive, but yeah. Router, EIGRP, DMVPN. Shoot. Address family. Uni autonomous 100. We have to say network, yeah. 5100. Left that out. Network statement says who we want to send EIGRP hello packets, right? And I'm getting a little weirdness with my up here again. Oh well. router EIGRP DMVPN. Address family IPv4 Uni 100. Network 15100. Okay. Boom. Adjacency. Great. So now if we do show IP route EIGRP, we're getting routes. We're getting the loop back. Good. All right. So here's phase one, right? The one major aspect of phase one is that we only do spoke, there's no spoke to spoke tunnels. So traffic for router 1 that wants to go router 2, for example, it has to go, it first has to go to router 5. Router 1 only learns routes to router 5, and router 5 is the next hop. So it goes to router 5. Router 5 has to de-encapsulate, decrypt if we're using IPsec, then route the packet back out this interface, encrypt, encapsulate, encrypt, etc. So as you can see, that puts a lot of, that's not scalable because it puts a lot of stress on router 5, but that is phase one. That is one major difference. So we're just going to do router 2 in this case. I've done this many times. This lab, I've had to redo it now, and we might have to redo it some more, but in the interest of time and learning, we're going to keep going. So we're going to say address family IPv4 unicast autonomous system 100 AF interface default passive AF interface T0 no passive and network 150.1.0.0. And we should get an adjacency here as well. Yep. Now we do show IP route. Okay, so we learn router 1, but notice the next hop. This is a characteristic of phase 1, right? Now what we can do in phase 1 is we can do summarization because everything is going to be coming from router 5 anyway. He's always going to be the next hop. So we might as well create a summary. We're not going to do that now, but as you can see, we have reachability, but we still only have a single, we still have only spoke to hub tunnels, no spoke to spoke. That is phase 1. What is the difference between phase 1 and phase 2? Well, with phase 2, we can now do spoke to spoke tunnels, which means that even if physically the traffic has to route to router 5 or pass through this link, router 5, it's not destined for him. So he doesn't have to decrypt, unencapsulate, or de-encapsulate, then look up the routing, entering the routing table, then forward it back out the same interface, and encapsulate, encrypt, etc. Router 1 can simply form a tunnel spoke to spoke. And the way we do that is we change the tunnel type on router 1 on the spokes from a single tunnel destination to the same sort of destination that we have with the hub. We configure it as a multicast tunnel mode Jiri multi-point, right? That is one difference. That is one major difference. We still have these other configurations here. We still rely on that, but that is the main thing. However, if router 5 is still configured, we still need split horizon, right? But right now, router 5 is modifying the next hop. So guess what? The routing table is still always going to look like this. Where did my routing table go? Should I be route EIGRP? So this is going to be the next hop, even for routes learned from router 2. So what we need to do is turn that feature off so that router 2 will see router 1's, and it'll see router 1 as the next hop. Then it knows, okay, I need actually to get a tunnel, I need a destination. I need a path to that next hop of router 1. How do I get there? He asks the hub. The hub forwards a request to router 1, and they exchange registration packets. And next thing you know, we have a spoke-to-spoke tunnel. So really, in these requirements for phase 2, the only difference here is that we need to configure router 5 to not modify the next hop value, and we need to configure the spokes as we need to remove this destination on the spokes, and we need to change the tunnel mode. So let's do that. Let's go to each router. Let's go from phase 1 to phase 2. Where did they go? Here they are. Come here, routers. Come here. All right, so on router 1, we're going to go interface T0. And we're going to say no tunnel destination. And we're going to say tunnel mode Jerry multipoint. And what else? Yeah, I think that's all. Let's do it. Let's see now. Show run interface T0. Yeah, so we take the destination off and we trade it for tunnel mode Jerry multipoint, basically. Multicast. Yeah, we're still only going to form, we're going to form spoke-to-spoke tunnels for the data plane. But in the control plane in phase 2, we are still just have a routing adjacency, an EIGRP adjacency only with the hub. Okay, so let's modify this on router 2 as well. No tunnel destination. I'm going to say tunnel mode Jerry multipoint. Interface T0. Tunnel mode Jerry multipoint. Yeah, okay, so we have to take that off first. I was doing it right the first time. I want to try and see. No tunnel destination Jazz 0, 1, 100. Tunnel mode Jerry multipoint. Boom. Okay, router 4, last one. Interface T0. No tunnel destination. 169.204.100.5. Tunnel mode Jerry multipoint. Boom. All right, so now if we do, now the other thing we need to do is change the next hop self behavior, right? Because right now, let's say I don't change that on router 5. Okay, notice this is still pointing me to router 5 as the next hop. So I'll never need to forward to anyone except the hub. So I'm still going to use that inefficient. I'm only going to form a tunnel with the hub. I have to change this to initiate a spoke-to-spoke tunnel, right? It's dynamic. So the way we do that is router EIGRP DMVPN, AF interface T0. I think we put it under. I think we put it under the tunnel. Yeah. No IP next hop self. It's not IP. I didn't know. We're already in IP mode, right? No next hop self. There we go. Okay, so new adjacency. Just for fun, let's put it on router, EIGRP, DMVPN. Address family IPv4 uni. AF interface default. Passive. AF interface T0, no passive. No split horizon. Actually, we don't need to do that on the spoke. What else? Network statements. Network 150.1.0.0. Okay, boom. So now, show IP route EIGRP. Okay, notice it's still the same physical interface. It's still the same interface. Logical in this case, tunnel 0. But now we have our new next hop. So now we know, hey, if I want to get here, then I need to, I definitely need to, I need to form a tunnel with this guy. Now, why don't I see router 3's loop back there yet? Is 3 advertising it? Show IP route, EIGRP. Is 5 learning it? He's not. Did I put the wrong statement in there? Show run section EIGRP. Let's see. Oh, wrong mask. Okay. Typo. Router, EIGRP, DMVPN, no network, 50.1.0.0. Address family, IPv4, uni, 100, 50.1.0.0. Okay, now it should have it. So now if I do a ping 150.1.3.3 source L0, we should have, now we have a tunnel. This says static, of course, it would be considered static, but notice it just came up. If we do a trace route, yeah, this is a problem. I did not have this result yesterday. I did not have it configured correctly, or it was whatever. But notice we're going right over our tunnel that we have for router 3. And we don't have to decrypt or de-encapsulate on router 5. Perfect. This is what we want. Okay, router phase 3. Now this is a lab we have not attempted yet. Makes a huge difference when you understand what's the protocol, what it's supposed to do, and what's going on, right? So here, and let me explain. This is, let's talk phase 2, phase 3. So phase 2, this is great. We are taking some of the burden off of router 5 in terms of the decryption, etc. That's great. We've alleviated that. Guess what, though? Router 1, does he really need... Well, he needs them right now. If I do, you know, all these routing tables, if I have 1,000 DMVPN tunnels, it's going to be a huge routing table. And, you know, granted, I'm only going to form spoke-to-spoke tunnels for traffic when I need it on demand. But this routing table is, and a lot of times, this remote site with one way in, one way out. So why can't I just send a summary address? Well, here's what happens if I send a summary or a default route from the hub, router 5, then I lose these next top addresses, and I'm never going to form spoke-to-spoke tunnels. We're essentially back to a functional phase 1. Phase 3 eliminates that by doing redirects. So essentially, if it allows me on router 5 to send that nice default route here, and I could essentially make this a stub, and I can send this default route or summary route. I have this nice small little routing table over here on router 1, and if I send traffic to router 2's loopback, router 5 is going to do an NHRP redirect. So kind of like an IP redirect would work, a regular IP redirect, but an NHRP redirect is going to come back and is going to say, hey, really to get there, the better route is to go not through the next hop of me, but to use you need to go to router 2. And we do the same NHRP exchange where we discover our how to get there, the next hop, and we send the request to build the tunnel, NHRP registration requests and registration responses. R5 brokers that, the hub brokers that between the two routers where the flow is going to happen. Next thing you know, now we have our spoke-to-spoke tunnel again. So we get the best of both worlds. We get our summary route, and we get spoke-to-spoke traffic. That becomes a path. And that's easily done with 2 commands, IPNHRP redirect and IPNHRP shortcut. And I've not looked this up. This is just from reading. So we're just going to try it without any, I don't think I need any configuration parameters here. We're going to see. So we're going to try this. We're going to go to router 5. We still need all the other configuration we have in place for phase 2 on spokes and tunnels. But here we need to go to interface T0, IP NHRP redirect. Yep. And on the spokes, shortcut switching. That's all we need. Interface tunnel 0, IP NHRP shortcut. And we haven't done really anything on router 4. Let's go ahead and put EIGRP. Why not? Router EIGRP DMVPN address family IPv4 unicast 100. Trying to see what I can get away with here. If interface default, passive, AF interface tunnel 0, no passive. Network 150.1.0.0. Zero, 0.0.0.255. Okay. Yep, that's all we need there. And then interface T0, IP NHRP shortcut. Okay, and then the other thing we need is we need to configure a summary address. That's the whole point, right? We don't have to here, but that's why we want to. So we're going to say on router EIGRP DMVPN and AF interface T0, address family IPv4 unicast 100, AF interface T0, and IP or summary address. Yeah. Okay, resync. And now, nice. Okay, so the only next hop we know about is 155.105 through tunnel 0. This is great. This is just like we could have done in phase 1. We didn't do that. We didn't show that, but great. But we don't want to put all that burden on the hub. So this NHRP redirect, I'm going to do a packet capture here. This is the juicy part, guys. This is the juicy part. We're going to do a packet capture on router 5. And let's pick him here. Yeah, I don't know. Unselect. Router 5 JS01, traffic capture. Right before all the magic happens. Okay, we still got, right? Still, that's all we got. And we're going to see a new type of route here. In fact, if I do... Yeah, we're going to finally see an NHRP route show up. So let's do ping 150.1.2.2. Okay, we got a little delay there. But now we should not. Now show IP NHRP. We have a tunnel here, right? Look, router used rib. I think that's our indicator here. If we would have started phase 3 configuration from scratch, I think we would only have this one. Now if we do show IP route EIGRP, we'll just show IP route. Boom, there we have them, right? In fact, let's do NHRP. For the first time in history, I've used this command, and it's awesome. Show IP route NHRP, and there we have it, H. Now I know what that is. I never knew what that was until today, when I read that article. Cool, cool. All right. Show IP Ceph. Next hop tunnel. Redefine it at next hop. Okay. Clear DMVPN. Will that work? Of course, there we go. I tell you, NHRP acts, it really does act a lot like some of the other routing protocols. So now if we do show IP route, we don't have any. We do have a gateway to last resort. That's kind of cool. But we would get with any, I think, show IP route command at this point. Let's just do show IP route. Yeah, so we only have a default again, and if we do ping 150.1.4.4, we now have, and that happened pretty quickly, right? Interesting, the administrative distance. The metric appears to be 250. Yeah, the AD is 250, the metric is 255. Show IP route NHRP. Can you do a specific? Process ID. Interesting. So once we establish a tunnel, we now have routes to both networks that are being advertised there. Very nice, very nice. What other process ID? I don't know the process ID. show IP NHRP. And notice this is changed to router rib. Interesting here, though. It's almost like we have... This is also in router 4, so this is the tunnel endpoint. And this is the actual route. Show IP NHRP summary. Show IP NHRP brief. Okay, this is cool. It almost looks like, okay, this is one tunnel. Target network. Okay, interface, next hop address, tunnel flag, NBMA address. So this is the tunnel. And these are the target networks on that tunnel. Okay, that makes sense. That's cool. Show up IP NHRP static. Multicast mapping information. We've got traffic. That's cool. I like that command. Of course, I like all the commands, right? I'm a nerd. I like all the commands. NHS. HRP detail. What else we got? What else? What else? What else can we do? Stats. Purge. I guess that's the purge of stats, right? Shortcut. Okay. That's the new command we have. I'll bet over here we have a show IP NHRP redirect table. Nothing there right now, maybe. Ping 150.1.3.3 source L0. Yeah, now we have a redirect. So 1 going to 3 and 3 going to 1. Cool stuff. All right, let me just check the... I'm going to check the lab answer key here. And let's see how we did. Yeah, IP NHRP shortcut on the spokes. And the only thing else we need on the hub is IP NHRP redirect. Yeah. That is phase 3. And this much more scalable network, right? I'm trying to see, is there anything else? No, that's it. All right. So, yes, I think I've got it, folks. I think I'm ready to move on. Pass phase 1, 2, and 3. OSPF was a little tricky. I should probably do that again at some point. I understand now what I did wrong, though. And that is in OSPF, when you do phase 2... Oh, I was showing you the answer. Sorry. I'm not supposed to do that. If you're doing phase 2, you have to create a network types here such that was it phase 1 or phase 2 we did? All right, I'm going to pull up the workbook here. I'm sorry, the checklist. These are all the labs we've done, right? We're going to fill out what we've done tonight. So DMVPN, we did phase 1 and phase 2, right? Okay. Probably need to go back and redo those, but yeah, that may be this weekend. Maybe this weekend we redo the OSPF so we understand. I feel like I understand the subtleties with EIGRP and RIP. Hey, even ODR we could do, right? But it merits some additional review of OSPF so that I understand those. But we've got phase 3, and then the next lab will be VRF aware DMVPN. Not ready to do that tonight, of course. I need to do some more review of that. What's our finish date now? July 20th. Okay, good. So yeah, I plan to review tomorrow night. I'm off from labbing. I have the evening off. Saturday, let's look at redoing OSPFs, VRF aware DMVPN, and I know Tony has recently did a blog post about that, so we've got that to lean on. And then we're going to look at some videos and get ready for our next section, which is multicast. And is that a long section or what? How many labs is that? 247, 30 labs. So we're going to be in multicast for at least a month. Probably 3 times that, because I have no experience really with multicast, other than, you know, some of the multicast traffic we deal with routing protocols, and some of the layer 2 multicast stuff, you know. But wow, okay. Well, that is our next challenge, and you know what? After multicast, we get into some IPv6, QoS, and then, you know, security, system management, IP services, and then the big labs. So, you know, we're looking at we're sort of at the top of the big. It's downhill from here, I guess. We've climbed up this long mountain, and we're a little over sort of halfway, right? Out of total 425 labs, we've completed 242. We have 183 remaining. So yeah, 57%. So that's good. That's good. All right, folks. I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. I have the goal of Twitch of becoming an affiliate, which I'm getting closer to that goal, but I need 50 followers, I think. So, you know, if you're not following me yet on Twitch, please click that follow button. And hopefully that'll help me achieve the goal. I have like 20 more days to do that. So thanks again for tuning in, watching. Happy labbing, happy learning. Hope you get all the good bits. And we shall see you this weekend on LAN Tamer Stream.